Hi guys, and welcome back to the Pegasus Show. I'm Admiral Pegasus, and on today's show we are going to be talking about, yes, it's right there, it is the new Xindi Armadas. Something that we've been throwing out there saying, we're sure they're coming, we're sure they're coming. We saw the image in 2023, and yep, they are finally here in the game. Now, slight caveat here at the beginning, I'm not going to be able to run an Armada. But what I can do is show you the sourcing. I can show you their abilities. As you can see across there, we already have two abilities. They run like a normal Armada, so you can have a group. I can run up to 6 players, including myself. So it is a group Armada, but they are very strong. And we're also going to look at a couple of officers that could potentially actually help you out more than what you would normally consider using them in normal Armadas. Maybe like putting multiple different states on a ship, including one particular officer below deck. Well, you never would have thought to use it, but yeah, you really could do with using it. But before we get into all that, if you'd like to know when I go live or drop a new video, please subscribe to the channel. So, the new Xindi hostiles, or the new Xindi Armadas. So, as I just mentioned, this is something we knew was coming. We saw it in 2023 and it clearly said on the screen, Xindi Armada. Yes, we clearly saw it. It said Xindi Armada. They were still designing it around the 5th anniversary of the game. So we knew this thing was coming. Xindi Armadas. So, yes, I scripted it out. So, best try and follow it as best I can. So, obviously, these are available for the G5 and G6 players. It is predominantly like a G5 cash-in, but you can actually start sourcing the directives for these from Ops 48. Now, we will show you where they are at the minute, but let's just jump out of the scan sequence and show you the system that they're in. As you can see, it's Samaland. It's a level 53 system in Xindi space. This is the starting system, and you'll have two types. You'll have the uncommons and you'll have the rares, and they'll alternate between the two. So I'm in an uncommon at the minute. If you can see, I've got Gunner that switched to white. Technically my Newton can actually reach it. I mean, Voyager obviously can go a little bit further, but Gunner does contain the rare Armadas. We won't be looking at them today. It's pretty much just looking at the uncommons. But there are no epics. There are no epics. For now. That's my caveat. I'm not saying that there will be. But come on. I mean, let's face it. This was brought in originally as an idea to help with the other older Armadas. The FKRs and the Dominion Solo Armadas. The Borg Solo Armadas. Yeah, there'll be a reason why I'm mentioning them specifically in just a moment. But like I say, you can actually start getting involved in this from Ops 48, and yes, a Voyager that can actually reach the system. Now, if you do have a ship at Ops 46, there's a little caveat there, Ops 46, that can reach these systems, you might be able to join, but I guarantee you might not get very far, and it will be Voyager only you can use. I'm Ops 49, my Newton can reach this system as if we just click it back over, as you can see, 242 warp range. That will get me out to Gunner, but going any further, it's warp range 500. So technically, even my Voyager can't even reach it anyway, standing at 391. So, yeah, I'll be limited. When I do finally actually get into this, it'll be the uncommon 53s and the rare 54s I'll be able to do. So generally, players around my ops level, that's where you'll be going. Now, further afield, going through G5, obviously once you get a ship that can reach the warp range 500, which I think might be, given the fact it's a level 57 system, I'm guessing it's going to be the G5 rares that's going to be able to reach this. I'm not 100% sure. You might be able to get the uncommons there if you get them up to a decent tier, because obviously they should be able to reach it. Once you get Voyager up there, obviously Voyager's warp range is going to be massive, so Voyager will be able to reach it as well. If you've got the primes for the Disco warp range, obviously Discovery will be able to eventually reach them as well. So there will be a number of ships available in G5 which can help you get there before Ops 56. But again, that's down to you guys to have a look at as well. So now the new, as I've just mentioned, yeah, I've already mentioned it, I didn't even read it. So moving on to sourcing. So we do have sourcing for the directives, and I'm not going to turn around and say it's the best, because actually it's the worst sourcing in the game. It is the worst sourcing. So if we scroll down a little bit, you're going to see across the side there, level 48 to 50 directives. Yes, that is ops specific. Now, I have seen a screenshot of a level 57 ops 57 player who's pulling 1,000 directives. Yes, 1,000 directives. But if we pull this, this is where the problem's going to start. 6 days, 22 hours. Yes, it says 21 because obviously it's gone to 59 minutes and 59 seconds straight away. So, yeah, you're looking a week just to pull one of these. Now, it's a free pull. You don't have to worry about export credits or anything. So it's free directives, not a problem. So you can go out and source these. So if you can see these and Ops 48 and you want to wait until you get into the G5, there is no harm in that. Get yourself a few of these built up, because trust me, you're going to be sat at 49 for at least 3 to 6 months as a bare minimum, depending on your plan on how you do the game and your spending habits. So you've got the chance to get at least 3 to 6 armadas in that time. I've got to be sat here for another 6 months at least. So that's going to be me getting at least 6 armadas, plus any that they eventually decide to drop in battle passes over time, if they do. So you're going to have these. So once a week, what's the cost for these? I'm sure a lot of you are already shouting it at the screen, but brace yourself for this one. 1,000 directives. So that literally means, based on that, I can run one of these once every 4 weeks. Yeah, once every 4 weeks. Now, you probably gathered it was going to be around 1,000 if you clicked onto what I was actually originally saying. By the fact I was saying, you could save these up and you'd probably have like 3 to 6 armadas. So if anyone clicked in straight away there, yeah, I meant 1,000 directives. It's ridiculous, the actual cost just to get into this. But let's throw this in there. This is a G5 armada. So don't expect it to be cheap. And the time, as you can see, is 15 minutes. So, yay! And then obviously when it reaches the most powerful ships in the armada, so if you do have like 10, 20 players come and try and join this armada, it will pick the top, in my case, the top 6, well, top 5 powerful players that's joined, plus me, because I would have started it. So that's it. Now, loot payouts. I'm going to hazard a guess that the breakdowns will be pretty much the same as most other armadas. It's based on your power level. You'll get a certain amount of loot based on how much power you're bringing to it of the total amount of power. So in total, if you've got like about 10 million power and you're bringing 6 million, well, granted there you're bringing 60% of the power already. The other 40% is split between the other 5 players. So that's the general breakdown of it. So now let's jump into the ability of these armadas. So first one here you've got is Chemosite weaponry. At the end of the round, the Xindi weapon increases its weapon damage by 30%. If it is burning, remember that, there is a chance to prevent this. So if you can apply burning to these things, you will actually stop this 30% from actually happening in that round. So you must make sure burning carries on. So if there's more than one of you running burning, that would definitely be ideal, because at least then there's a good chance of it carrying on. There is a particular officer that will actually help with that one. And it also says that this ability stacks infinitely. So basically, this is going to keep building every single round. Now, for those of you who've already run the battle logs, please correct me in the comments down below so everyone else can see this. But because I've not run them and I've not seen the battle logs, I can't actually determine how this 30% works. Now, let's just say this, well, I'm going to theorize here. This thing fires a 1,000-point shot, okay? And it's going to increase its weapon damage by 30%. Well, 30% of 1,000, as we all know, is 300. So it's going to take that 300 and add it on top of the 1,000. So technically, making that shot for the second round, 1,300. Now, this is the bit where I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work. My leading theory will be it's 300 every single round. It's going to be 30% of that base 1,000 point shot. So basically it's just adding it's adding 300 on each time. So round 2 will be 1,300, round 3 will be 1,600, round 4 will be 1,900, round 5 will be 2,200, and then 2,500 for round 6. That's my leading theory. However, there is a possibility of actually making that even worse for you. Because if it's going to be 30% each round, is it 30% of the base, or is it going to be 30% of the previous round? So if it's 1,300 for round 2, round 3 might not be 1,600. It might be more like 1,700 and pennies. You see where I'm going? So round 5 will be stronger percentage-wise than round 4. But I don't think that's the way it's going to work. I don't think so. So please, comment if you have run these and you have seen which way it works. Please drop in the comment section down below. But like I say, that's the general idea that I see working from this. So now there is more abilities. Here you got No Mercy. Every 8th round, the Xindi weapon fires its super weapon, dealing a lethal damage to one ship. Yeah, so one ship is going to go bye every 8th round. So they're expecting you to go a very long number of rounds here. So you got round 8, round 16, 24, 32, 40. I don't think you're going to go that far, but just in case. But if it is assimilated, there is a chance to prevent this. Assimilated. There's an interesting thought. We'll have a look at that in just a minute. Now there is another ability which I don't seem to see here. So what I'm going to do is there's going to be a slight edit here, because I'm going to fly to the next system and see if this other ability is on the rare. Because if it is on the rare, it's going to introduce yet another paradigm into this conundrum that we're playing on these. So let's go have a look. Okay, so we've arrived in the system, and as we can automatically see straight away, the looking of this rare is actually quite different to the previous one. So if we just jump here, Chemosite weaponry, and 8th round burning. Okay, so apparently this it doesn't scroll. Does this one scroll? No, it doesn't scroll. But yet, take a look at this screenshot. Yeah, this is ace up the sleeve. Now, obviously, I can't see the screenshot. So, but what I do know is this says about hull breach. Yes. This is about using hull breach. In fact, I'll tell you what, I can pull that screenshot up. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so here we go. Then this is the screenshot. Ace up the sleeve. At the end of the round, the Xindi weapon repairs 50% of damage taken in the previous round. If it is hull breached, there is a chance to prevent this. Yeah. That's an interesting one. It was repairing half its damage, so it's got an auto repair system on board. Now, I can't say I've seen this ability before, so this is a new ability. So this is about going to be how much firepower you can bring to bear and how much damage you can literally do every single round, because you're going to need to lay quite a lot of damage on these things. So that's going to be an interesting bit. So Now, I did mention that we'll be talking about crewing as well, but as I've got these up, I might as well jump to one of the other charts that I've actually got available. Okay, so this is one of the other charts I've got available. I did pull these from the Officer Tool in the data collection. So shout out to Lube and Stewie for the Officer Tool Discord. The link for that is in the description down below. So you will be able to find these in there. But as you can see, here we go. We've got the uncommons and rares. And the cost is 1,000 directives for the uncommons. The rares are 5,000. 5,000. That's ridiculous. So, and here's the loot payouts as well from each armada. So what you're going to find is they've done it by a minimum and a maximum. So big shout out here to Jules Verne, Quazel and Blue Mandalorian. I hope I got that second one right. The minimum for that level 53 that we were looking at is 700,000. Maximum will be 840,000. And as you can see, the 56s and the 60s breach the millions by a long shot. Now, I believe there is another one which is, yep, here we go. So this one's pretty much the same as the last one. Then you got the 54s, 58s and the 62s for the rares. And then obviously you can see where the starter chests are going to be. So you look at a start chest for the 353s at 400,000. And then a bonus if you actually get one of the bonus chests of 200,000. So that's not going to be particularly too bad. And there's a list of the systems, as you can see, and the warp ranges you will need to achieve them. Now, obviously, the level 62 for the rare is currently unavailable. Still waiting for the information on that one for those players to actually run it and pass the information over to Jules, Blue, or Quazel. So once that gets done, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, okay, loot so it seems all right, but we'll be looking at the loot in a little bit more detail just a moment. But anyway, let's jump back into the game and look at crews. Okay, so what I've done here then is I've jumped into the officer tabs because obviously the Newton's out at the minute, just to show you the officers that I'm actually running. So the 3 purple ones on the far side there, that's on my bridge. 5 of 11 for running the loot and her mitigation. And I just realised she's not even level 20 yet, so I can get more stats out of her. I've got Khan to increase my critical chances. And I've also got 6 of 11 for his officer's ability. Now, that's what you'd class as your normal standard Armada crew. That may not be the only way to do this. Okay, so obviously, there you go, increasing your accuracy piercings, or your piercing stats really, by 40% when he's maxed out. Again, he's nearly full maxed out anyway. But again, this may not be the best crew. There might be other crews. There you got Miles O'Brien. Yes, he's on ship B for that multiple shots. You've got Deanna Troy over there as well. You've got Chakotay paired up with Janeway. Chakotay being the Armada officer, increasing the number of shots. Tying with Miles O'Brien as well. You're going to really increase the number of shots you got there. And obviously Troy as well with her below deck ability, increasing critical damage by 20% against armadas and hostiles. She's the only Enterprise E crew member that I'm aware of, I'm not quite sure on Riker's further down, that actually deals damage to armadas, because Picard and Data do not do armadas. So, which is a bit of a shame really. And then obviously you see I've got the Doctor as well. Again, that's another loot boosting officer. But the primary officers I want you to think about are the 3 in blue here. Neelix, Torres and Paris. Now let's jump into them and actually have a look at these officers, because these are going to be the ones, when you've actually got them tiered up to tier 4, tier 5, are going to be the ideal officers that you're going to be looking at. And yes, it is their below deck ability. Here, Neelix, a chance to increase burning for 1 round against non-player hostiles and armadas. Or armadas, should we say. Let's get it right. Or armadas. So that works against armadas. So a chance to get your burning really going. And if we look at this little bit here, you can see that his next level is going to be 60%. Obviously, topping out at tier 5 is going to be 100%. So that's a guaranteed burning every single round. Next up, BLT. Again, she's your hull breach officer. Yes, so at the minute mine's only tier 2. Next stop is 30%, then it's 60, then it's 100. But again, against non-player hostiles or armadas for 1 round, chance to apply hull breach. So that's going to negate that other ability that doesn't show up in the thing. We had to go on to get a screenshot from stfc.space. Again, that screenshot is also available on the Officer Tool Discord. So those are particularly going to be the particular officers that you will potentially need. Now, does it work if only one player runs these officers? I don't know. I want to say yes, but I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee it. So if you do know that one, again, please drop in the comment section down below to help the players. Next up is going to be Tom Paris. War's almost over. This is increasing your mitigation. So this could be the replacement for 5 of 11. Increasing your armor, your deflection, and your dodge by 200% the defense. So you might want to consider an officer that's heavy in defense just to help him out. But again, mine's only tier 1. I mean, for tier 2 of this is what? 250%. I can't remember what he maxes out at, but yeah, I'm 6 shards short of actually getting him to tier 2. Valuable officer, absolutely worth having on the bridge. Now, there are other officers as well that I would like you to consider. At the end of the day, whether you want to use them or not is entirely up to you. But your first one is going to be Gorkon for your hull breach. And obviously, that's going to be his officer ability. So maybe you want to put him in command instead of 5 of 11 if you're not too fussy about the loot. Again, yeah. I mean, here you go. When the ship is hit by a critical, is it got to be a critical damage hit? There's a 90% chance of causing hull breach. So not the perfect hull breach officer. Bologna Torres will beat him hands down. She procs straight away. So you've actually got to be hit by a critical shot first. So the next officer that we want to be looking at is for burning is going to be Nero. And before you, please don't drop in the comment section because I will get onto the other 2 officers in just a minute. But again, 50-50 chance of applying burning. But you need to be hit by a weapon. You need to be hit by a weapon first before Nero procs. Again, maxed out Neelix will proc all the time. So, yeah, it's entirely up to you. But the one thing is, like, you could use Gorkon or Nero for their captain's abilities, because the one ship that I'm definitely, there's 2 types of ships I'm going to say you want to be looking at: interceptors, which ideally work better with hull breach, and battleships, which work better with burning because of artifacts that boost their isolatic damage. So you're applying burning to battleships, that's isolated damage boosting. You're applying hull breach to those interceptors, again, that's isolated damage increasing. Unfortunately though, with explorers, the artifacts don't increase isolated damage for explorers with either hull breach or burning. You need morale for them. So which means morale is completely off the table. We do not need to worry about that. Now, the other 2 officers, I'm sure you know who they're going to be. It's going to be Lorca and Giorgio. So we just need to find the crew set. So here's the first one. Giorgio, again, has that chance to proc burning for 2 rounds from the start of combat. So, again, another chance like Neelix from the beginning of combat. At tier 5, she's only going to be 80% though, whereas Neelix is going to give you 100%. So here, I'm pushing that below deck. Neelix is going to be the one to help you with that one. Obviously, her captain's ability... Oh, hello, I didn't mean to come out of that. Let's go back in a minute. Her captain's ability at the start of each fight... If the opponent is burning, she increases the attack of all officers. Decreases the attack of all officers on the opponent's ship by 100%. Waste of time. Absolute waste of time. Don't bother with it. So, next up, obviously, we know who it's going to be. It's going to be Gabriel Lorca. Again, hull breach. Mine's only at tier 3. So, slowly getting there. But again, he starts at the beginning of the fight. But, you know it. Who's going to top it? BLT. Bolona Torres is going to top him all day long. And again, captain's ability, forget it. It says when fighting players. Yeah, it says when fighting players. So they're the officers that you could ideally consider. But there's one more. Because I hear you shouting, well, what about that assimilated bit? What about it? Well, it actually threw me, this one, because really? I thought this was a PvP mechanic, not an actual ability against Armadas. But if we can just find him, it's Dzok. Yes, Dzok, below deck. Now, the reason being, at the start of each round, if the opponents, and that's the caveat here, that's the caveat, opponent's hull health is below 95%, so providing that first round, you've actually, hang on, when does this kick in? Round 8? So providing during those first 8 rounds, you've got that Armadas down below 95%, which you should have done. Dzok has the 45% chance of applying Assimilate for 4 rounds. So as long as you can get this proc in round 4, 5, 6, or 7. Hang on. 4, 5, 6. No. Start at 5. Safety. Start at 5. Round 5, round 6, round 7, round 8. Okay? 4 rounds. But again, it might proc again during those 4 rounds, so that's just going to continuously extend it. So, forget the little bit underneath about affecting officer ability of the opponent's ship, because obviously they don't have officer ability, they have ship abilities, or should we in this case say Armada abilities. But applying that assimilate has a chance to stop that lethal weapon in round 8. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shock for me on that one, because I wasn't expecting it. So maybe now it's going to be worth doing those expansion cubes just to get the bits and bobs you need to go get that pull from the Borg Tech Refinery. Yeah, so that's Borg Solo Armadas leading into the expansion cubes, leading into the pull for that to just top them up, just to stop that 8th round shot. Or better yet, just let Spender do it, because they'll probably just spend the money anyway and do it and get him maxed out. So there is that. But again, it gives more value to Dzok now. Now the other 2 officers in Gosa and the Borg Queen, no, forget it. They are purely aimed at PvP. So don't even try it. The caveat for Dzok is going to be the fact it says opponent. So I thought it was just a PvP ability until I read that. I thought, that's how they've got around it. So there's your ideals of your crew. Obviously, you can mix and match the crew as you see fit, work together, figure out what crews are going to be effective against these things. So now we've done the officer bit, let's jump round to the loot. Now we saw in the chart what the loot was. You'll find an average of about 2 or 3 of these in the systems, but the loot these things are going to pay out is this. As you can see, 723,000 for this one. Again, it will, I think it's adjusted by the amount of power you bring. So you will get a percentage per amount of power you bring, I think. But where are we going to take that? Well, there's only one place you can take it, and that's into the Alliance store. And it's going to be this one here. And as you can see, it says for me, Ops 48 to 50. So these are based on levels. And what you're going to get when you're paying here, 600,000. So literally that one Armada, I need to start it to pull this, because I guarantee you the percentage I'm going to get out of that 723 is not going to be anywhere near enough to pull this. So I need to start it and win. Let's throw that in there. You have to win, because if you don't win, you can forget this. And bear in mind, it's one a month that you can lead. Now, granted, if your alliance is heavy on armadas and they're doing these quite frequently, and you're able to join them quite frequently, you're going to be able to pull this on a regular basis. Cooldown timer, I'm guessing, is 22 hours, but I'm not 100% sure because obviously I can't do it. Now, here comes the next best bit. So you're running the Armada, you can run one a month. You don't really have time to join any other time. So you literally just find the time when you do have the directives to start one. Well, how long before you can go do that rare? Well, bonuses, when you do pull this chest, you guarantee 200 directives in one chest. Guaranteed. Okay, yeah, good. That's what we want, because this game's reliance on RNG is way over the top. Way over the top. There's too much of it. But remember how much that rare Armada cost to start? What was it? 5,000? Yeah? Yeah? 5,000? Free to play. Running one Armada a month, pulling one of these once a month, 13 months, over a year just to do one rare. I ain't even seen the chest for the rares yet, because I haven't got access to that. 1 year and a month. Well, actually, a year and... Actually, no, yeah, you can do it in 12 months because it's every 4 weeks. And technically, there's 52 weeks in a year. So technically, that actually makes 13 months in a year. But then again, you've got the number of months I've got. You've only got 1 month in a year. That's actually got 28 days, where every 4 days it's got 29. The rest have all got 30 or 31. So technically, they're running extra days over the 4 weeks. So technically that makes up your extra 4 weeks. So technically you do have 13 months a year, but we only have 12 months in a calendar. So technically you can do this in 1 year. But still 1 year. Really. But anyway, okay, so now what do we do? Well, we've pulled this chest. And as you can see, we've got 3 more guarantees here. We've got uncommon Armada credits. Ooh. We've got Borg Soul Armada uncommon credits. Ooh. We have Dominion Soul Armada uncommon credits. Ooh. Don't get excited. Trust me, don't get excited. Because I'm about to tell you that at least one of these is going to be an absolute waste of flipping time. But anyway, let's just have a quick further look at this chest. We've got the Great Eye of Ra. So you've got a chance there to pull 30 as a max. You've got Lalanne's 21st Century Watch. A chance to pull 50. The Jahila. Again, a chance to pull 50. The Temple Observatory. Again, chance to pull 50. But this is where, for me, is where this chest really does have some value. It's just a shame that you do have to join God only knows how many Armadas to actually pull this on a regular basis. It's going to have to be a very active part of your day. And you're going to have to bring quite a lot of power to the Armada. Guarantee when you're joining with the 56s and 57s, you're not bringing that much power because they're bringing Sanctuses and Corsairs and whatever. They're bringing big ships. So you don't stand a chance. You're going to have to join with quite a few with your Voyager. Or in my case, the Newton. the Newt is giving me that bonus. So I could potentially go ahead and try and run as much of a loot crew as I can to get as much loot and just basically be cannon fodder. But looking at these uncommons, 650, 850, 1,100, 21,000. Now, there's no I to tell us what the RNG rates are for this and what the chances are of it. So don't expect that 21,000 to be an absolute godsend for you, because you might not get it. But running it all three materials, but it looks so delicious, so lovely. 21,000 uncommon material. Imagine what you can do with that. How many leaderboards could you enter? Well, technically, if you're lucky enough to play, you could probably enter one a month. But anyway, then you've got rares as well, as you can see. 240, 300, 6,000, 6,000 rare. Whew. Yeah, I can't even upgrade a single gun on my Newton for that one. But I can on a couple of other ships. The Monavine will be fine. So, and then you've got epics as well. 55, 70, 1,800. Whew. Nice. Yeah, I'm just breaking into the epics now from my Newton. So, not bad. And then you've also got parts as well. 1,900, 2,300, 2,800. And topping out at 91,000. That's the common. They're a big bottleneck in the game. So that for us. So that's going to be a godsend for us. And then moving on to the uncommons. 725, 850. 1,200, 24,000. Very nice. Very lovely. But don't forget, these very high ones are going to be under such a small RNG. You're probably talking about 5 years before you're even lucky to pull one. Okay, maybe 60 pulls. Let's just go 60 pulls, yeah? Just in case you do run those armadas. And then rare parts, 190, 240, 3,400. So again, that is a delicious amount to keep you going. And luckily, these actually do surveys as well. So working on those G4 surveys to go into the early G5 territory is so you don't have to worry too much about having to get a Nova and get it leveled up to a decent tier. So yes, this chest has got a lot of value in it. No questions about it. But the amount of work and effort you have to put into doing it, to get it, with everything else, is a pain in the ass. Now, obviously, Scopely did give us the extra benefit of the new ability here. The ability to start additional armadas while running one. However, yes, you guessed it, it's locked behind a bloody paywall. A brilliant feature, locked behind a paywall. Go figure. So, don't worry too much about that one if you are free to play player. But that's it. Now, what have I got else left to do? The Armada chest. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you the comparison. So if we jumped into the factions, go down to the Bajoran store, and we're going to use the Dominion Solar credits. Now remember, it said 1.6 million per chest, right? So, uncommon loot. I can't even pull one flipping chest. I can't pull one chest. 1.6 million compared to 2.079. Let me do the math. Oh, nearly 500,000 difference. Nearly. Not there, it's lower. But again, 500,000 difference. Are they taking the piss? Seriously? Right, I can't show you the Borg one because I pulled that this morning because I didn't have planned to do this video today. So, unfortunately, it's not there available. I mean, I can just double check it. Where's the Borg tech? There it is. So, no, I've still got a day to go on it. So, I can't pull it. But, again, is it going to be enough to pull that chest? I don't really know. And then, obviously, if we look at the Armada side of things as well. Go back into alliances and the Armada ones. Now, the G4 Armada is 700,000, right? Okay, yeah, fine. I can pull one chest here. That's absolutely brilliant. Not a problem. The problem is this chest doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't really offer me bugger all. The material side of it is low. The number of rare directives you get out of here are low. Repair speed ups, again, are low. Pull one chest to have a chance of pulling a 1 day. Just one day. No, this chest is not worth it. But the one thing is, what I will say, it saves me going to do uncommon Armadas, because then I can pull the G3 one. Now, obviously, I've got seven and a quarter hours left, so I can't open it. But 25,000 did that cost me to do 2 chests. 25,000. So pulling 700,000 in that Armada chest, right? 700,000 in there, 25k here, 4 times 7. 28 days worth of pulls for that. Absolutely, not a problem. And I get more red directives out of that one than I would the G4 one. So, but anyway, it comes down to how you see it. Me, it's not going to worth my investment at the minute. Literally, it's not worth my investment. What I will do is I will pull the directives. I'll build the directives up, because I'm sure at some point during G5, it might get better. Maybe the high chests will be more worth it to me. I mean, I can't lie though. What is in here is brilliant. Oh, sorry, there's an extra 2 days worth there. So 30 days. 30 days on that G3 chest. And I'm not convinced that 107,000 for the board credits is a single pull. A single chest pull. And I like to pull 3 chests at a time on both the Borg and the Dominion Solo Armada chest thingies. I like to do a 3 chest pull. Worth the value for me. But this has got a lot of value when it comes to the materials and the ship parts. There is no questions about it. The rares, what I've seen so far, have officer shards in it. What they are, I do not know in terms of the pull rates or how many shards are on offer. But again, that's still going to be some value somewhere. But the problem is they've locked it behind how many Armadas can you do? Oh, you want to start more Armadas? Crack out that wallet and give us $1,000 and you can have it. Sorry, did I say 1,000? Oops. Might not be far off wrong there for the total 4 levels. But anyway, probably $100 just to start it off. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is this something that you want to invest some time in? Is your alliance actually going full out? Because there are events based around this as well. And if we actually just jump into the events quickly, because actually throwing at the end here, there is one event I want to pull up and I want to give this a lot of yes, I love it. But if we actually look at this AMS here, this is running those new Armadas. As you can see, this one here, that's defeating any particular uncommon or rares or epics. So yeah, your alliances should be able to do that one. But then this is getting the defeat that final weapon. Yeah, it's defeating that final weapon. So basically defeating those Xindi Armadas to complete this, help complete this. Yeah, good luck. You're probably going to complete this event with running that. And then as well, you've got the, is it a cross-server one? Yeah, a cross-server alliance leaderboard. Now, this is new. I've not seen this one before. But again, it just shows you, same, we're not anywhere near the top. We're down at 7th. Never mind. We would like to be higher, but obviously we're not. But again, this is running, this is actually gaining the loot. So this is gaining 3 levels of Chemosite. Okay. The refined one, okay, the refined, yeah. Okay, that's weird. And then getting credits from the original Armadas. So again, it goes down on how many Armadas you run in, but it's nice to see a cross-server Alliance leaderboard. So now you're competing with another server. But this is the one I want to give some love to. And this is what I want to say. Yes, absolutely. Topless events. Now, I've added up how many milestones are on this. There are 50 milestones on this to go right to the top. And it's the same amount of loot on each milestone, so that's fine. And all it is spending directives, rares and epics. Now, I don't know if the solo direct Armadas work in this one. I'll find out when I actually run them ones. But ultimately, yeah, topless. I mean, I'm already, 11 milestones in just from running 4 epics. 4 epics, and I'm at 100,000 points, and I'm close to going to milestone 12. These are the type of events I do like seeing, especially when you've got multiple days to do them. What I'd like to see is like hostile hunter versions as well, going after specific hostiles maybe. We do have the Xindi one going on today as well, but yeah, this is obviously the Armadas primarily aimed at the new Xindi Armadas, but also bringing in the other Armadas as well. So kudos to Scopely on this one. I absolutely do love this one. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that these new Armadas are worth it? Like I said, I don't think so at the minute. But my opinion, I am one of these who is open to having his mind changed with reason, or I might just change my mind eventually anyway. But you never know. But anyway, let me know what you think. Until then, I'm Admiral Pegasus. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next one. Goodbye.